What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The death toll from Monday's two massive earthquakes in Turkey continues to climb. Some reports estimate that almost 8,000 people have died in Turkey and neighboring Syria. Taiwan has increased its financial assistance to Turkey from $200,000 to $2 million. The government has also set up bank accounts where people can contribute funds for disaster relief. Two Taiwanese search and rescue teams were dispatched to Turkey earlier this week. U.S. President Joe Biden has said the United States will act to protect itself if China threatens its sovereignty. Biden made the remarks during his State of the Union address in Washington on Tuesday. His speech comes after the U.S. recovered a Chinese balloon it shot down over the Atlantic Ocean last week. The U.S. says the balloon had surveillance equipment. The incident prompted U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken to postpone the trip to Beijing. In Biden's address, he said Washington sought competition with China, not conflicts. U.S. lawmakers have proposed several bills to deter China from threatening Taiwan. The bills were introduced in a hearing of the U.S. Financial Services Committee on Tuesday. This body oversees the country's financial services industry. One bill will exclude China from the G20 and the Bank of International Settlement if it threatens Taiwan. Another would press for Taiwan's participation in the International Monetary Fund. The hearing was the committee's first of the year. It focused heavily on anti-China legislation.
The United States must lead by example. Our national security requires the U.S. financial sector to remain open, vibrant, and resilient, even as we prevent Chinese companies from advancing Beijing's strategic ambitions.
Taiwan's military is working with the country's top weapons maker to enhance national defense. Their efforts are focusing on more missiles and drones. Hamil Khan has this report.
Taiwan is taking its defense to new heights. The country's top weapons maker, the Zhongshan Institute of Science and Technology, have tested what analysts believe is a new type of missile, one that could strike China. In recent months, Taiwan has seen an increase in Chinese warplanes and ships operating around its borders. Beijing claims Taiwan as its own and has threatened to take it over by force. China's actions are putting pressure on Taiwan to enhance its security, and now the country is stepping up missile production. The Zhongshan Institute produced about 500 missiles in 2021, 800 the year after, and now it's looking to produce over 1,000 missiles this year. Analysts say the push for more missiles is a focus for the military.
这个 priority 最重要的还是在于这个就是 missile 部分，包括 anti-ship 还有 air defense， 这个是不会变的，因为它是比较属于 long range 的一个武器，比较长程的，就是可以让敌方的船舰比较难靠近。
But Taiwan is looking for more than just missiles. The defense ministry says it's working with the Zhongshan Institute to build a variety of unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. One drone was recently used for the first time in a military drill. It conducted surveillance. Taiwan's military says the use of drones is just one of the lessons it's learning from Ukraine's defense against the Russian invasion.
那么，因应当前的敌情威胁以及俄乌战争的一个整体的无人机的一个运用经验，那么为了建构我国的无人机的一个不对称的战力，国防部加速的推动各型无人机的研发跟产制。
The Institute plans to develop what they say is a drone fleet, upgrading 5 different commercial drones to a military standard. Analysts say that these drones could be incorporated more into Taiwan's defense strategy.
那现在是因为科技进步，所以让这些无人机有更多的就是使用弹性。那当然在这次乌克兰战争，我们看到无人机可以表现得很好，所以台湾目前就是利用这种所谓军用，然后商业规格，就是 off the shelf， 就是既有成熟技术来发展你说的这个无人机队，我觉得是对的。
While the military continues to practice using drones on the battlefield, the Zhongshan Institute will be hard at work, producing the weapons and technology needed to help defend the country. Rick E. and Jaime Okan for TaiwanPlus.
Boat passengers traveling from China to Taiwan's outlying islands no longer need proof of negative COVID test. The new policy takes effect on Wednesday, the second day of the normal ferry service. Travelers will only need to show a Chinese health declaration. Ferry services were suspended during the COVID-19 pandemic, but they restarted on a limited basis over the Lunar New Year. Regular crossings began again on Tuesday, but the only people from Taiwan allowed aboard are residents from Jinmen and Mazu Islands and their Chinese spouses. The vice chair of Taiwan's main opposition party has set off to visit China. Andrew Xia is second in command of the Kuomintang, or KMT, and he's taking a delegation to Beijing to meet top Chinese officials. Sadie Jensen went to Taoyuan Airport to watch him go.
For the first time this year, Taiwan's main opposition, the Kuomintang, is sending its vice chair to meet with top Beijing officials. The government's top body overseeing relations with China has challenged him to reflect the will of the Taiwanese in maintaining democracy and peace. But what is the purpose of this visit? KMT Vice Chair Andrew Xia and his entourage left Taoyuan Airport today to meet China's new Taiwan Affairs Office Director Song Tao in Beijing. They plan to visit Taiwanese nationals in various cities around China before returning on February 17th.
增加对话沟通也是世界各国大家的一致的看法。我们会按照我们自己的步伐，我们去大陆只是去处理，希望能够把这个台湾的人民的心声能够表达出来，能够得到一个比较好的正面的一个解决。我想这个绝对不是所谓朝贡。
Xia's last visit to China in August drew controversy because of the timing. It was just days after Beijing held large-scale military exercises around Taiwan in response to then U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taipei. This time, the KMT says the delegation wants to engage in dialogue, quote, on the basis of equality and dignity to reflect the newest will of the people.
我也必须强调，我们是反对党，我们不是执政党。我们没有被授权，我们也没有这个权利去谈判、去磋商。
With more bans from Beijing on Taiwanese goods and the recent furor over suspected Chinese spy balloons, Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, says this visit is also badly timed.
这一次选在间谍气球亲美非常紧张的敏感时机，要坚持到中国来访问，还坚称说这一次到中国的形式是客随主便，轻描淡写。请问是把台湾人民当笨蛋吗？
With all communication cut off between Beijing and the DPP, the KMT says visits like these can help maintain peaceful cross-strait relations. And whether the KMT or the DPP is best placed to guide Taiwan's relations with China is likely to be a key issue in the run-up to next year's presidential elections. Andy Xue and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Agriculture Agency has announced a freeze on egg sale prices. Egg farmers have been told to expect a rate hike following a poor egg harvest. But on Tuesday, the Council of Agriculture notified farmers that this change was no longer happening. January's cold spell cut egg production, and while consumers are now paying more for eggs, farmers have not seen higher revenues. Egg farmer associations have criticized the agency's move. They say it could hurt egg producers and sellers. The government says it will reach a decision about future rates within a week. A retired man in southern Taiwan has grown a giant sweet potato weighing around 13 kilograms. The monster vegetable belongs to Mr. Chen of Chiayi County. He says he started growing produce after he retired and began planting the Japanese variety of sweet potatoes. Chen says he didn't do anything special to cultivate this impressive specimen. He just planted it 7 months ago and let nature take its course. So what will Chen do with his mega sweet potato? He says the vegetable isn't especially valuable, so he's gonna just cut it up and eat it. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care. See you next time.